InvestorIdeas.com Podcasts.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast looking at cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insight from thought leaders and experts. Today we're looking at announcements from Aphria Incorporated, trading on the TSX as APH and the US OTC as APHQF. Canopy Growth Corporation, trading on the TSX as WEED and the New York Stock Exchange as CGC. The Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Limited, trading on the TSX as TGOD. Ravencrest Biomed Inc., trading on the CSE as RQB, and Namaste Technologies Incorporated, trading on the TSX Venture as N. First, looking at Aphria Incorporated, who announced that the company's board of directors has approved a $55 million capital project to build a state-of-the-art extraction center of excellence in Learnington, Ontario. The facility will be equipped to conduct a wide range of cannabis extractions, including CO2, butane, and ethanol, and produce world-class cannabis concentrates, including fractionated distillates. Construction of the new Extraction Center of Excellence is expected to begin immediately, and the facility is scheduled to release its first concentrates by March 2019. The custom-designed facility will house two Class 1 Division 1 extraction rooms, as well as production packaging facilities, and will have the capacity to process in excess of 200 kilograms of cannabis annually. Next, looking at Canopy Growth Corporation, who announced that it's going to contribute 2.5 million Canadian to the University of British Columbia and the BC Centre of Substance Use to fund research into the potential utility of cannabis in addressing the overdose crisis. The funds provided over a 2-year period will establish the Canopy Growth Professorship in Cannabis Science and create an enduring legacy of research through the Canopy Growth Cannabis Science Endowment Fund. Next, more news from the Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Limited, who announced that it will launch a global division focused on the beverage industry. TGOD senior management has over 125 years of combined experience in the beverage industry with international soft drink and beverage alcohol companies in Canada and the US. The Green Organic Dutchman Beverage Division will utilize this experience to provide a strategic pathway into the cannabis market for large-scale beverage companies by the way of direct investment, joint venture, or other suitable opportunities. Next, looking at Ravencrest Biomed Incorporated, who announced that it's entered into a binding letter of intent with the Western Agri-Pharma Limited and Numberco for the acquisition of all the outstanding share capital of Western Agri-Pharma in a 15-acre parcel of land held by Numberco. Western Agri-Pharma is a late-stage applicant with Health Canada in development of a 125,000 square foot facility purpose-built for the production of cannabis in Port Mellon on the British Columbia Sunshine Coast. Western Agri-Pharma also owns 23.75% of Atlantic Cannabis Corp, which intends to build a 50,000 square foot facility and holds an additional 120 acres in early stage application on Nova Scotia's Cape Breton Island. Finally, looking at Namaste Technologies Incorporated, who announced that the company has signed a supply and distribution agreement with Lowell Herb Company to launch Lowell Smoke's brand of ultra-premium cannabis products for the Canadian recreational and medical cannabis markets. In anticipation of Canada's rollout of legal recreational cannabis, the agreement represents a strategic partnership between Namaste and Lowell Smokes to leverage Namaste's resources and Lowell's international brand appeal. Namaste will work with Lowell Smoke's production team to source the highest quality cannabis grown with organic methods and facilitate packaging and distribution through the company's wholly owned subsidiary, CanMart Incorporated. Namaste anticipates a strong demand for organic cannabis products as the general consumer market becomes more conscious of the products they consume. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. If you'd like to be a guest or a sponsor on this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment.